What ruined the Superman kind of?
What ruined Superman is Batman versus Superman.
I'm gonna point out something and they'll make a point out of it. Back to Star Wars. Last Jedi, we're not gonna stay on this long. General Hux, after the first space fight, Snoke throws him around, makes him look like a fool. So you can everybody's like, oh, he's not scary. So in the new one, they brought in General Pride, which is the old man who was the old Empire general, because Hux isn't scary anymore. So what do you think people are thinking after Batman in a metal suit beats up a god? Even though he had kryptonite, he smashed him in a sink and all that crap. Batman just beat a god. That they kind of gave him the same treatment of, oh, he's a joke.
Well, I mean, I have big problems with. First off, Zack Snyder. If you're a huge fan of him, I'm sorry. It's not saying he's a bad director. He does good work.
He
but
choked.
At the same time, I think he should not have, he should have had more sense than to do a Batman versus Superman at this point. Let the guys know each other for a little bit, because in the comics and in the cartoon movie that they came out with, Batman was at the end of being Batman, and he was not the same mentally.
Yeah.
And I think two good people. There's a lot of problems I have with this movie. This is not a good movie. It's a watchable movie. It's a popcorn flick. If it's on and you ain't got nothing else to do,
See,
I mean, you'll watch it.
I almost disagree with that.
Disagree with that?
Yeah. If you go back and watch that movie, the first hour to hour and a half
is enjoyable.
No, it's just build up. No fighting. There's not really. Superman comes to the desert place, but then they don't show anything. He lands and he kind of looks at the dude. I think he might slam a person when he falls.
Oh, he killed.
But he doesn't show it. It never shows anything.
He definitely killed a guy in the desert. He didn't shoot everybody, but that guy that had the gun to Lois Lane, that guy dead. He killed the crap out. You don't throw somebody through 3 walls and not kill him. So he does kill people. This Superman's a killer.
Yeah. But then they've teased Darkseid with the Nightmare. And then they had Flash.
Yeah, that's another thing. That's the empty promises. They setting up something with a flashback, and it wasn't good because they never paid it back off. And
that was one of the.
It was confusing. If you watch the movie, it's kind of confusing, especially when you watch the Justice League and you're like, no. But when you're talking about let's talk about the beginning of this movie. You see people worshiping Superman. You see some of his good acts. You see how...
I do like the, scene, just the camera work. Zack Snyder's really good at this. When Superman, it's Halloween, and they're celebrating Dia de los Muertos, and he's, and the building caught on fire, and he's standing in the crowd, and all the people have, the face paint on, and everyone's just touching him. Well, I loved that shot.
This movie has a lot of allegories to it about, it really does. And I don't really want to get into that because, that's going
3 hours later.
3 hours later. I mean, honestly, you can talk about it all day. But the thing that really upset the most was the beginning of this movie. This is what upset me the most. It's first off, Gotham and Metropolis do not need to be side by side. That is the biggest cliche.
They're not side by side. There's a bay in between them.
I'm sorry, there's a bay between them. There is a bay between them. It's garbage. It's absolute garbage. That's lazy writing. I think this should not have been Batman versus Superman. It should have been just Superman 2 that introduced Batman and Wonder Woman. And you could have even had...
I would have even done that too, though.
I think you needed to introduce Batman in a Superman movie.
But not like that.
Not with him fighting, no.
Because, why did Batman go to fight Superman? He saw him as a threat, that's it.
Well, I get the motivation. You show it from Bruce Wayne's point of view. You watch the buildings collapse, and a lot of his people that he cared about died. 5,000 people died, I think, is what they said. So I understand Batman's rage. And when I watch this movie, I understand his motivations. Some of them are a little bit bad, especially with how, Lex kind of gets him in with, paying people off to get branded, to get murdered, which pisses Superman off. I mean, in the movie, they do manufacture a feud between them somewhat well, but at the same time, it's just
Yeah.
I mean, my thing is Batman kills people, and you don't get a good when Batman decides to start taking lives and start killing people. It's over.
I mean,
it's absolutely over. He is at the end of being Batman. He can't be Batman no more once he gets comfortable killing people.
Well, that's like
And
at the prison at the end when he like punches the wall with the brand. That was him giving up killing. But like they say, because like they have a dead Robin suit in this. They say this is an aged Batman. Why is he art? Does that mean like when he had Robin, he was killing people and both of them were doing it? I mean, he should have gave up killing long before this movie. If this is like
Batman
the case.
doesn't kill people. That's what sets him apart from others. And the fact that this Batman does. And here's the biggest problem. If you're trying to set up a universe and you're starting us off with a Batman that kills, I mean, you've got nothing left for Batman. I don't think he's redeemable once he does that. Like, he's just not redeemable, if you ask me.
Yeah. And what do you think about the main? I mean, he's not the main villain, but he's kind of is at the end.
It's Doomsday, but then I hear that this ain't really going to be Doomsday. They're going to bring a real Doomsday in a later movie.
I haven't heard that.
Yeah, rumors. Who knows if they're true. But, this guy, he doesn't look like Doomsday. He looks like a bald guy with, like, some problems.
He kind of looks like the MCU version of Abomination.
I mean, he's roided out. He's got... And I get that he got the spikes as he got damaged. And he was a threat, and he was menacing. And it's not like it was the worst bad guy ever. But the fight made no sense, if you want to talk about that.
I do like when Wonder Woman shows up, but I mean, that was pretty
the Wonder
badass.
Woman was probably one of the better parts of the movie.
And she
held her own.
Trailer.
And something that, I guess since you're going to talk about Doomsday, do you realize that Superman killing him off was not just a big mistake? It was dumb. Because Wonder Woman's smiling, having fun in this fight. She's enjoying herself.
Yeah.
She could have got the spear. She knows how to handle weapons.
She clearly knew how to handle him. I mean,
and you know what? She is not damaged by kryptonite. Kryptonite does nothing to her because she's not a Kryptonian. So she could have taken a spear that magically kills Doomsday and just easily done it. No, it has to be me. It doesn't make sense.
I mean,
it doesn't make sense.
The whole thing behind it was thick skin.
Well, if you look at that comic, it's actually a cartoon with Doomsday.
Death of Superman?
Yeah. He had ran through the entire Justice League when that happened. Everybody was messed up. It had to be Superman because he was the only one left that had any power. So it makes sense in that situation. But you got Wonder Woman kicking it with this guy pretty well, too, by the way. So they just killed him off, and it was dumb.
Yep.
And you don't kill Superman off in the second movie, you bring him in. Now let's get into the fight with the setup. What did you think about Lex Luthor, first off? How was he to you?
He wasn't a Lex Luthor. Because, like, in everything else, he's, like, a genius. And he's not, like... I mean, he's a villain. He's crazy. But not like this. Like, that was more of a Riddler to me than, like... And, I mean, I'm not saying he's a Riddler, like, riddle me this, Batman. But, like, the way he did things was more of, like, a Riddler's way. Or even a Joker's way of doing it than, like, actually Lex Luthor. Because I'm always imagined Lex Luthor as, like... the mech suit or like suit wearing type. And I mean, I get that they might bring that later, but like, I don't know.
It pains me to watch the performance that we had to watch. I mean,
I don't even think it's the performance because I think he performed well with what he had.
I think
but it was how he was written.
I think, well, you can say that it was how he was written, but like, could have been just his flair. I mean, he was annoying, and he was fascinated with gods and demons and all this stuff. And I mean, again, those themes run through this movie a lot. And I mean, that's not a problem that they run through the movie. It's just that's what he was obsessed with. He was really just upset that he couldn't be a god and somebody else could be. And he wanted the god to die. And I mean, that's basically this movie motivation for him in a nutshell. And I think so many dumb things as far as how he set up his plan. It was dumb. I mean...
Blowing up Congress.
Oh, you're not really going to make people think that Superman did that. I mean...
Yeah. Like, he doesn't have a power. He's not Godzilla with the... You know what I'm talking about. But, like, he's not Godzilla with the combustion. Like...
I think that he
No way.
was he a bad villain. I think he's a mediocre villain. On a scale from 1 to 10, he's mediocre. He wasn't a great villain.
I think that their plan is to like build his character in like a lot of movies. This is just the start, but like they should have done at least a little bit more on it than what they gave us.
Yeah, they probably should have.
Because like I said, like the first like hour and a half of this movie is just character development without anything, and it's so long
Just
that it's
going
dry.
to point out that I cannot stand the fact that he took the Jolly Ranchers and tried to put them in people's mouth. That was cringe. That made me cringe.
Yeah. The senator is
just-
like cherry.
Yeah, it was cringy. Like, you don't do that. Like, never seen a villain do that.
That's why I don't see
Why are
it
you
as
doing
Lex
that?
Luthor. That's like a Joker before chemical crazy kind of thing, because he was already kind of
I
crazy.
mean, like, that was just.
I just
it
didn't
was
see it as Lex Luthor.
stupid. It wasn't even. It was hard to watch. A lot of things in this movie were hard to watch, and that was one of them.
And I didn't like when he was like in the ship and he's like, "Show me everything." Like that was kind of weird, because like I'm pretty. I don't know. I just didn't like that.
Well, I
mean, I get it, but like
you
I
haven't brought up how the hairstyle, which I get why
It
they
didn't
let
bother
him-
me that bad.
I know why they let him have long hair, so they could
Shave it.
shave it off later. and
At
have
the
big
end, you're
reveal,
like,
yeah.
oh,
Ooh,
because they did it at the
it's
end.
classic Lex.
Yeah.
I mean, it was. I didn't mind the hair. He was eccentric. He was
But then
crazy.
again, it's Jesse Eisenberg, right?
Yes, it's just.
He didn't look great bald either. I mean, that might be the decision maker.
I tell you, and I know he's no longer an actor, and he's basically a horrible human being. But Superman Returns. Kevin Spacey did a good job with Lex Luthor. I wish they had found another actor that would do a version like that.
Yeah.
I think that would make it sit a lot
But
well.
like, he's just so crazy at the point of like, it's not just the presentation or how he portrayed it. It had to be some of the writing. Like, do you really? I mean, if like on set, he was just like, "Oh, I'm gonna put Jolly Ranchers in people's mouths."
I mean, Jared Leto sent people dead rats.
Well, that's
So,
a
I
little
mean, actors do crazy things.
different.
To put
That's
in the
just
character.
insane. And like, they're not really gonna. I don't know. He'll come back, and hopefully they do him a little bit better than
Well,
this.
like I said, I think I think there's some qualities in this Lex Luthor that we can see in other movies, and hopefully it'll get better.
Ding,
But
ding, 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 ding,
let's.
ding.
So many things to talk about in this movie.
Yeah.
Kind of condense it a little bit. The actual fight between Batman and Superman, the thing that sets it off. Superman needs Batman's help. He's got his mom. He's figured out his identity. He's got his mom hidden in 1 hour.
Martha.
And Martha. And he's got to go. He's got to go, and he's told that he has to kill Batman for his mom to live.
Yep.
And Superman is, thank God, smarter than that. And he tries to reason with Bruce. And, the problems that I keep having with this movie is he gets to a dark place. Like, I'm going to be honest, when Batman gets this dark in the comic books and stuff, there's no coming back from this.
Nope.
This is the darkest he gets. And he retires from being Batman after being that dark. I mean, his redeeming...
Just you wait. He's
Yeah.
about to be the butt of all the jokes in the movies.
But, like, he really was. But, once you're killing people and you've decided you're going to fight Superman, you're done as a superhero, even when you win, because, like, I don't know, it just didn't feel right. And that's the biggest problem with this Batman. And it's not even the wardrobe. I mean, his outfit is kind of stupid, but if it's dark, it's not so bad. But he did get shot in the head like a bunch. So what's the deal with that cow? How bulletproof is that? Because like
Apparently
it's
very.
apparently indestructible. His plan for Superman was piss him off with bullets, piss him off more with sound waves, shoot some more bullets at him, then hit him with the green gas, and then
Screw him up.
it was exciting. Like the fight was exciting, and at times it actually got a lot worse. It was a really bad fight. But I'll tell you, the moment that Superman throws the punch and he just stops it, and he's like, "What?" That was great. I was fanboy. It was great to see it. But then the fight kind of goes downhill from there. And like, there's this one scene where he's starting to get his powers back, and he's taking like 10 seconds to reload his gun. Which, by the way, if you didn't know this, Superman is fast. Like, how fast?
Faster than a bullet.
Faster than a bullet. I mean, I don't know how fast a bullet goes, but, Superman is
Not as fast
than
as
that.
Superman.
But Superman is faster than the bullet.
Yeah.
And so he could have stopped it. He knows the green gas will get him. What's he do? It's just, there's a lot of dumb things, I think, that were scattered throughout this movie.
Yeah.
And that had to be, like, number one dumb. I'm just going to let it hit me and then I'll be weak again. And, and he breaks out the spear. He gets Superman. He's going to kill him. What do you think?
I think Martha is going to save the day.
Martha saves
The fight's not terrible, but it could have been a lot better. But I don't like the part when he's like got him beat, so he's just like, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to put him on a cord and make him a kite through these pillars. And he's like spinning around and he's taking out all the pillars with him. Like, you'd think like part of the building would have fallen on Batman at that point. Like, that was kind of just a dumb part. And then he's about to stab him with a spear and he says, Martha.
We've had all the apologies. Look, I've seen all the YouTube videos. And the people apologizing for it and saying this is it showed him that he was human. That's what the Martha thing showed. He had a mother. He was a human. And it snapped him out of his murder rage.
I think it's just funny how he says it.
I think it's, why did you say that name? I mean, it is kind of funny. By the way, I hate the Bat voice. Ben Affleck as Batman, Bruce Wayne, looks pretty good. He's a cool guy. He's drinking, he's working out, and he's banging women.
He's banging Wonder Woman.
Well, no, he's had
trying.
The scene he was drinking, and then like, oh, there's a girl in my bed. It was like, I'm Batman, I'm Bruce Wayne, I have the greatest life ever.
Yeah.
And and they went with that way, and first off, Alfred. Did we like Alfred in this? I mean, did he do good? Jeremy Irons, he's a great actor.
I liked Michael Caine better, but I'm not saying like trying to take anything away. He was still good. I mean,
well, Jeremy Irons is the guy in the chair. He is the guy in the chair. So we finally got Batman with the guy in the chair, because in the old movies, Alfred was not the guy in the chair.
Yeah, that's true.
So we finally got the guy in the chair, and it was refreshing.
Yeah.
And
I like when he's like testing his voice maker to make sure it's working. He's like Huffleberry Hufflepuff, Huffleberry Hufflepuff, or whatever he says.
Huffleberry Bufflepuff, or Hufflepuff, or Bufflepuff, Rufflepuff.
Something.
And
I mean, like, I like when he's like walks in, like he walks in and he's like getting ripped and he just like makes a joke about it.
Oh yeah, by the way, he is absolutely jacked in this.
And
like
a
win for muscles. This guy's got him.
All the girls like that.
This was I'm serious. I don't like the bat suit, but I did like his size and physicality. Yeah. He did look more physical, and Batman had like more Batman powers. I mean, crawling on the walls, and doing crazy things. He was a scary and imposing Batman. Just please, why are you killing people? It was bad direction on that movie, and the ending, Wonder Woman, she was fantastic. We got to set up to see Flash, and I think a lot of people did complain about this movie